Happy Friday, guys! It is the second day of April, which means it is Good Friday because Sunday is Easter. Yeah, that's how it works. So I don't quite understand, and maybe someone out there can explain it to me, why they call it Good Friday. I never understood that, and it kind of boggles the mind why they would call a day that's actually commemorating an execution good. I'm not quite sure. There has to be some kind of explanation, backwards explanation, I'm sure. I don't know. I have no idea why they would do that. But I've known it my whole life and I just never questioned it. I'm sure so many people just have never questioned why it was called Good Friday when it's about an execution. It just, I don't know. I have no idea. So I'm hoping somebody out there knows the answer and they can put it in the comments, because I am all about learning new things and I can't wrap my head around this one. It is Do It Yourself Day. I think this is an amazing thing to do, although there are horror stories of people who have tried to do it themselves and then ended up, frying the circuit breakers or causing a huge flood or doing something crazy and costing a lot more money because they mess it up. But what I do is I watch YouTube videos. The key word is videos. You don't just watch one video and think you got this. You got to watch one and then another way of doing it, another way of doing it. This person did it, this person did it. And then you see a pattern. I do this with cooking too. And then once you have watched a bunch of people doing it different ways, then you can use your own common sense to put them together and find the best methods between all of them. And then you do it yourself. If I had more time, I would be every weekend, every afternoon even, trying to find a new project to do at my house. But I have been so slammed with work and school, I just haven't had a chance. I have stuff in my in my little storage closet outside, so many projects waiting to be done, because at one point I was like, oh, I want to get this done, oh, I want to get this done, and of course it's time consuming. So, but do it yourself projects are awesome, especially since once you figure out how to do it, then you are self-reliant from there on out. All it takes is just figuring it out the one time, and then you got this and you can continue to take care of it yourself rather than having to save money to have someone else take care of it for you. I mean, of course, it depends on what it is. I still had to hire someone to cut a giant branch that was hanging over my house. But that's because if I would have messed that up, my house would have been... It literally was over my roof and the power line that goes to my house. So if I would have messed that up, it could have literally caused an explosion. So I wasn't willing to risk that one. But I mean, most things are little and you can definitely do it yourself, whether it's plumbing or if it's re-weathering your doors or changing the locks or random things. You can do it yourself and you can figure it out. It's pretty easy. A lot of it's really easy. It's also Children's Book Day, which has evolved over time. Children's books are awesome, and they are on their tablets too. So I got my youngest a tablet, and he literally flips through the pages of different storybooks on his tablet. So it's not even needing to have a hardcover book or a soft cover book, like a physical book in your hands. They can just go on and digitally watch whatever they want. They make it so easy these days. But of course, the schools still have libraries, and they still teach them about libraries. Even though I'm pretty sure in 100 years, if we keep on with this technological evolution that we're on, I don't think libraries will exist. I think books will be some of the most precious items in the world, because they'll stop making them and they'll all go digital. And if you have a book, it'll be super precious. So keep that in mind, especially children's books, because they're picture books. So I mean, it's art. Just saying. It's also Walk to Work Day, so obviously I'm not doing that. If you live in Central Florida, you understand that it's not that easy to do. We are a sprawling city, and we tend to live pretty far from where we work, and you have to commute. Commuting is the key in Central Florida. It just is. I've always commuted. I've lived here my whole life, and I've moved over and over and over and over and over again. And every single time I move, I still have to commute, whether it's an hour, half hour, 45 minutes. But if I were to walk that distance, it would take me all day. I would have had to leave my house at 3 a.m. And I can't let my kids into their before school program until 7 a.m. So that nixes out the walking to work. But if you can walk to work, like if you live in a city or if you live in a small town right across the street from where you work, you got this. Go ahead and walk. Instead of riding your bike, go ahead and walk. Just because it's walk to work day. It's also World Autism Day, so an awareness about autism, which is really sad for people who grow up with that. But it could also be the spark of genius, because it's really, some people who have a minor autism are like just focused on one thing. They have a hard time with others, like social idiosyncrasies, and I can't speak this morning. But some of the smartest people in the world have autism. So just saying, it's not, it's a crutch in a lot of things, but it's also a gift in other ways. So spread the awareness. It's World Awareness Day. Love your produce manager as well. So, you know, if you go to like your grocery store here, it's our local grocery store is Publix, and you go into the produce aisle where they have the fruits and the veggies all put everywhere, and you'll notice that you never find one that's bad. Never. It's always like perfect, like really nice. It's like they pick the best ones from the farm and have an abundance of them, and you can pick as many as you want, and they're all perfectly healthy, perfectly ripe, ready to be eaten. Well, that is because your produce manager watches it like a hawk and weeds out the bad and constantly taking care of it, rotating it. And that is something that is hard to do, because you know the saying that one bad apple, you know, destroys a whole batch. It's true. You leave one fruit or vegetable that's going bad, it'll spread to all the other ones around it, and you'll have an entire shelf of them that have gone bad. Well, I never see that at Publix, so I am very thankful. I absolutely love my produce manager. It's also Ferret Day. Those absolutely adorable yet super smelly rodents that are kind of long, and they're cute. To each their own. They are kept as a pet. I don't know where they would be in the wild. I'm not quite sure. If you know, by all means, put it in the comments. Come on, guys, you gotta educate me. I don't know all of it. I really don't. And a lot of the stuff I'm saying is because I've heard the story, but I've only most recently heard it, and I read a very limited selection of it, and I was like, I'm intrigued, and I'm sharing it because I just learned it and I wanted to pass it on. But I recently got a comment on my Saint Euro about the grasshoppers. It's a Finnish Minnesota legend, but yeah, they pretty much told me it was bullshit. But they're from Finland, so they had like a completely different take on it, but it was fascinating. And they also said that they get drunk that their hobby is to get drunk and then talk to Americans. I don't know what that means, but okay, that sounds fun. Because I was wondering, like, I had to research or like Google half of what they were saying, because it was like half in Finnish and half in English, and I'm like, what? So, but they were drinking. That clarified it. But thank you for the comments, because I definitely appreciate it, and I love a good, like, it was like a mystery for me. I was like, ooh, what is this? I have to decode this message, what they're saying. Oh, they're saying it's bullshit. Okay, they think this legend's bullshit, and it's actually, they're saying that it's about their president that I think was in the 80s. I don't know, I'd have to re-research it. But the legend in Minnesota comes from the 50s. So I'm not sure. It's a mystery to me. I'd have to research it more, or I'd have to talk to the guys a little more. But obviously, they don't think that's a very good legend. And I mistranslated Euro. It's actually hero or bell. That's what it actually means. I thought it meant grasshopper, so I completely messed up. But that's the point. If I mess up, please just call me out for it, because I appreciate it and I enjoy it. I love learning, and I don't mind being put in my place. You don't know what you're talking about. Okay, cool. What am I missing? What do I need to learn? So it's also, as far as food goes, PB&J, which I'm not having for lunch. I need something warm for lunch. But you can make your kids PB&J in the spirit of it. So I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Happy Friday, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.